What's up, you too? Welcome back to the Knicks Cave. I'm Jan, a Nick fan, your host, and let's get right into it. But before we do, I want you to do me one small favor. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment. You want to know when the next video going to drop. Hit the notification. All right, y'all see the score. 110 to 104. The Knicks fall to the Cavs. An underdog coming into Madison Square Garden. And I'm not gonna say they had their way with the New York Knicks, but this was a how can I say, a disappointing defeat. You know what I'm saying? But we have to take in account that this is a new team. They're getting to know one another. So with that being said, I don't think we should be as worried that much. I mean, they're still coming together. Um, it's going to take some time. You have to think about last year's team and how we didn't really start clicking until January, and then we took off. I'm not saying we're going to have to wait that long before the Knicks start showing some camaraderie or some chemistry, but it's going to take time. Like I said in my first video of the season, that I'm not going to worry until we hit the 10th game. By the 5th game, we should know where this team is heading. By the 10th game, we should know exactly what this team is and what they're capable of. But with that being said, let's talk about why the Knicks lost tonight. We can blame it on foul trouble, defensive lapse, rebounding deficiency, offensive inconsistency, and not closing out and executing well. Now, when we talk about the foul trouble, we can attribute that to Carl Anthony Towns not getting the shots. You know, everybody's complaining about he only took 8 shots, or was it 7? And why do we bring him in if we're not going to use him? People are talking about Thibs are underutilizing him already. But if you've been watching Thibs really don't run any plays for the center. But I thought it would have been different. I know some of you, because Thibs have a history with Carl Anthony Towns, and that he's coached them, and he should know his weak points and his strong points, and he should be putting him in position to score on a consistent basis. And we're not seeing that. Could that be because of Jalen Brunson? I'm not going to say selfishness, but unwilling to pass the ball until he have to. But a lot of things gonna have to be talked about, straightened out among the players as well as the coach. But Tom Thibodeau gonna have to start drawing up plays for his center, and not just Carl Anthony Towns, because I think Hooker Porty can be a very good asset on his team if Tom utilizing him correctly. We seen that Sabes doesn't really like to use rookies, and I'm glad to see that he's putting the Hooker Porty in as early as he is. But in my opinion, that was due to Carl Anthony Towns getting in foul trouble. Bridges had a good night tonight, but then disappeared in the fourth quarter. People have complained about him disappearing when the game's on the line. I can't confirm that, because I really haven't seen that of him. Like like I said, I am a Knicks fan. I don't really watch too many other teams unless it's the playoffs. So I haven't watched Bridges that much before he came on the Knicks. I'm not a I'm not gonna say I'm not a Nets fan, but I'm not gonna turn on the Nets if the Knicks is on. And usually they're playing at the same time. But yeah, the foul trouble cost us concerning with Towns. It kept him out of the game and it kept the points away. But you have to notice that he only took 8 shots or 8 attempts, and this got to change. The Tibbs got to come out and start drawing up plays for this guy. He got to do better when it comes to putting the players in position to score. Um, I thought when they hired Mo Cheeks that the offense would have picked up. Everybody keep, patting him on his back. Tibbs, that is, that how great of a defensive coach he is. When is he going to start concentrating on the offense and not just putting it in the players' hands? Um, as you seen with the Cavs coach did, Atkins, he drew up some good plays. He got the ball in the right player hand at the right time. And that's another thing that the Cavs understood. This is what this team got to do. If you got a man that's hot, you got to feed that man. You got to start setting picks. You got to sacrifice your game to get that man to the basket, to help get that man scoring because he's hot. And the Knicks just not on that page. At one point, it seemed like when Garland got going, everybody just tried to do one on one ball. You know what I'm saying? When they got the ball, they didn't think about passing it back out. They just went straight to the hole, which turned into 4 or 5 straight misses misses. Cavs went back down. Garland was hot and scored. He dropped like 15 points. If I'm correct, correct me in the comments. In the fourth quarter alone. This was an interesting game because early on in the game, in the first half, Donovan Mitchell picked up 3 fouls. And I thought Thibs would, run plays directly at him to get him out of the game. I'm not going to say he wasn't a big factor because he scored 25 points last night. But if we would have contained Garland, we could have won that game. We could have won that game easily, in my opinion. And we were supposed to win that game. The Knicks was the top dog, and Cavs was the underdog coming into this game. The Cavs are now 4-0. The Knicks are now 1-2. We're about to go on a 4-game road trip. Starting that road trip off in Miami, then we got Detroit. If we don't put it together soon, I fear we might be. I'm not gonna give to Detroit beating us, but if the Knicks don't take team, I'm not gonna say serious, but if the Knicks don't put together a strong game plan and stick to it and execute, we could lose to Detroit. You know what I'm saying? We could. And I'm not gonna say we can be 1-4, but by next week, by Saturday, we could easily be 2-4 or 2-3 come next week. Excuse me, not Saturday, next week, Monday. But do y'all think that Thibs is not using Karl Anthony Towns to his full potential? Do you think he should be playing more rookies? Do y'all think Hooker Porty should come off the bench before Sims? Now, let's get to them 3 questions. I think first we want to go to 4, but I'm going to go answer 3. I think Hooker Porty should come off the bench before Sims. I got an idea here, and I want y'all to hit me in the comments, and I want y'all honest opinion. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how brutally honest you are. I don't care if you call me dumb, stupid, whatever. But I would like to see Hooker Porty start along Karl Anthony Towns, because in my opinion, it would take some pressure off of Karl Anthony Towns rebounding and defensive wise, so it would loosen him up or free him up to do other things. I know a lot of y'all are strong supporter of Josh Hart, and this is why my idea, well, in my opinion, will work, because Josh Hart would be with that second unit, playing against the second unit and getting reboundings and keeping us in the game when our starters go to the bench. And with him getting reboundings, I could see Deuce McBride getting more second chance shots. And last night, another thing I want to point out is, and I said this before early in early videos, that I still think, Colette should be playing over Payne. I know Thibs don't like playing rookies, but he's gonna have to, in my opinion, to make this team a little bit better than what they are right now, is that Thibs got to play 2 rookies. He can even play Hooker Porty with the second unit, but he got to be over Jericho Sims. But Tyler Collette got to come in. And here's my reason why Collette got to come in on the second unit. Because he's not looking really to score. There's been nights when during preseason games when Cloud was like, you got to shoot, man. You got to shoot. That's because he's looking to get his other teammates involved. As long as you have a player like that, your second unit is going to perform well, because he's going to get everybody involved. He's going to be looking for the open man. He's going to get the ball to the open man. And when they try to double him, because he can score, he can shoot the 3 ball, he's going to find Hooker Porty. There's a lot of times that I'd be upset when I see one of our bigs, not just Hooker Porty, it could be Jericho Sims, it could be Mitchell Robinson, it could be Precious Achua, when they roll to the rim off a pick and roll, and the opposing center did not roll with him, and Jalen Brunson would still shoot the ball or even pass it out, most likely shoot the ball, whether it's Jalen Brunson or Josh Hart or whomever. Instead of hitting them for that alley-oop, they do another play. And this is what I mean by Thibs got to start drawing up plays for the center to make the perimeter get open for the other players. Because if the Knicks are a threat inside, they're going to have to start double. Thibs got to use the other team theory against them, what they're using against the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? They would throw the ball inside and then kick it out. Some of that old school basketball. Now, I know we brought Towns in here to be that floor stretcher, but if we're not utilizing his skill set, which is passing, excuse me for a second. passing the ball because he's a great playmaker for a big, stretching the floor and a post up threat. And we're not utilizing none of them skills that Towns possess. At least in my opinion, not to his fullest capability. Now, if we have the guys driving in and kicking it out, I'm pretty sure Towns will start hitting his 3-point more consistent. Or we got Towns banging inside, kicking it out, or putting him in a position where he's always on a little man, then we can have a better chance of winning games and better chance of keeping Towns out of foul trouble. This is why I would like to see either Hooker Party or Jericho Sims start right alongside him because it will free Towns up to do so many other things. You know what I'm saying? The defense, we could put him on their center because let's be real, some centers that we're going to come up against, they're not even going to be a scoring threat. But because they're big and they have to be guarded, they're going to get Towns in foul trouble. So this is when I think we should start a big right along Carl Towns. He's used to that. If you look at his stats, he shot at a better 3-point percentage when Gobert was on the court, coming off them pick and rolls with Gobert. And then that's a threat because you still got to play the big man diving to the rim. So they're going to have to use their center. It's going to be a mismatch. I don't understand. Thibs got to change his philosophy with the game. That's just my opinion. Now, let's just take a look at some stats real quick and let's get out of here. You see the Knicks, they shot the ball at 44%, 40 out of 90 attempts. They got up one more shot than the Cavs. The Cavs shot the ball 8 times lesser and still scored because they was hitting their threes. The Knicks shot 32% from downtown. The Cavs shot 33, which I think the Cavs are the second best 3-point team so far this year. They made 12 out of 36. They went to the free throw line 20 times. 24 times, hitting 20 of them. The Knicks got their 18, making 15. The Knicks did out-rebound them, but we had more assists. They had more steals, more blocks, and the Knicks turned the ball over 16 times. You're not going to win the game turning the ball over, but we didn't lose that game because we turned the ball over. We lost that game because Thibs didn't adjust on defense when it came to Garland. Garland, the pick coming off the picks or putting the play. And I don't know. I'm not going to talk about the defense no more because we're stuck with this defense. But Thibs going to have to make some adjustments. But at the same time, I'm not worried because it's only game 3. And we got time. Like I said, game 5, we should get a feeling what type of team is going to be. And at game 10, we should know what type of team we got. Tell me what y'all think in the comment section. And with that being said, I want everybody to stay safe, stay healthy, God bless, and peace.